Pleasure to have you back. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday indeed. Okay, hold up. Before we go on, is are the glasses okay? Should I take them off or like which is better? Because I don't know what's gonna create a distraction. It's kind
Perfect.
of
Turn
okay.
your volume up a little bit. I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. All right. How about now?
It's kind
Better?
of low.
Ooh. How can I do this on? Oh man, technology. Maybe how's it? Is it a little better if I put it in the keep it
Yes, I
in?
can hear you now.
Okay.
Perfect.
Let's see if we can
All
keep it like
right. Fashion Dolls. We just got through with our first show for today with the beautiful Ellen Margareta Norden, and we caught up and we were talking about all things classic beauty. Yesterday, again, if you missed it, Dolly Parton passed away at 80 years old. And we were just discussing her memory, her legacy, her everything that she's left on to each and every one of us. So, Donnell, what is a memory from Dolly for you? What is a memory that you remember from her?
Interestingly enough, like I forgot about this until last night actually. So there was a kid show that many people might know who know me
Oh,
that I
yeah.
was a part of called Snug's House, and there was one particular day where Dolly Parton was a guest on the show, and I got to meet her. So it was interesting, kind of like watching her get ready, before she went on camera, and the producers were walking her through like what the order of what needed to happen and going over what she will say before actually doing a rehearsal. And in that moment, I remember standing there and thinking, that's Dolly Parton. And she's just so cool, like just so cool and funny as all get out. I can't believe I did not remember that until last night. I was in meditation before I went to sleep, and the memory like hit me as if it were yesterday, and I was like, "Oh snap!" Now I'm wondering if I have a photo, if we have a production photo with her that I can maybe share later. But yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful memory and one that I did not expect at the time.
And she had such a sweet spirit. She was nurturing, she was caring. And she, just like Donnell said, she knew how to bring light to the room in any room that she came in. And me and Ellen were just talking about that. So it's important that we give people their flowers while they're here right now because that threw me for a loop. And I found out from one of my colleagues, he texted me and sent me a voice note. And he said, Miss Stevie, Dolly Parton's gone. I was like, gone where? So I went and I had to go and check social media to, because sometimes people can put things out there and they don't turn out to be true.
Yeah.
And it was true because I saw it on
Hmm.
TMZ and then another creator put it out there and then another, and it was everywhere. It spread everywhere. So it was just like,
Yeah.
wow, it's real. She's really gone. And she was 80 years old and full of life, full
Yes.
of everything that she gave to people, her fans, her supporters, the people she poured into them. And that's why today's show is solely focusing on pouring into one another, pouring into people, giving them their flowers while they're here because that is key and that is crucial. And shout outs to my brother K Tukes, host of the K Tukes Spot. Welcome back. Make sure you guys stay tuned. We have a collaboration, well, two collaborations coming this month. Well, this year alone. So you guys stay tuned for that. But it's imperative that we pour into one another, give each other flowers, grace, extend grace to one another, and celebrate each other more than ever. Hi, Chris. Welcome, my love. Welcome. If you're just coming in, we are here with Donnell E. Smith, and we were just talking about giving people their flowers while they're here. You guys know about the passing of Dolly Parton and then Hayden Panettiere, who me and her are about the same age. She was a few years ahead of me though. She was 36. She passed at 36. I'm 32. So it's just like we're losing so many of our gems, and it's important that
Yeah.
we give everybody their love, pour into them, celebrate them, which is why I invited Donnie here back to the dollhouse because we wanted to know what you're doing with Spirit and Flow, with your company, with your brand, you are healing people. You are pouring into them. You are showing to them how to be a healer, how to be a healer and a catalyst to help other people as well too. And that's what we have to do more than ever.
It's so very true. And on that note, just to say really quickly, I remember not long ago seeing a post on Instagram, and it said something to the effect of, there will come a time where you will see someone for the last time. You will never know that it'll be the last time unless unless we have the privilege of knowing when someone is about to take their last breath. And I thought about that, and it definitely just it humbled me in such a way to, when I reach out, when I do share time with the people in my life, I always make it a point to make sure I'm like, have I said any and everything that I needed to say in this conversation? And not from a perspective of doom or this might be the end, but just in the sense of, if this were the last time I talked to this person, did I say what I needed to say in a way that let me feel like okay, you know? And then, thankfully, if I have another day, if they have another day as well that we can reach out, then that'll be. But yeah, so a part of Spirit and Flow is absolutely it, that is embedded. Like, in order to be able to give people their flowers, you have to know that you have your own, you know? And it amazes me how much and how many of us walk around undermining our own garden, undermining our own ability to impact the world around us. And so what I do with Spirit and Flow on many levels, whether it's a one-day event, a workshop, a series, or a conversation online, it's meant to remind people that life is precious. Today, this moment is precious. Don't take for granted what we even call the small wins. A win is a win is a win, you know? Let's celebrate that. Keep going, sure, but let's be a little more kind to ourselves. And with that, we can be kind to each other, you know? So that's been
Absolutely.
the vision and the move behind Spirit and Flow these days, especially.
And not only that, but I've realized that you cannot pour from an empty cup. That means that you have to and my mom, she told me this. She said you allow she told me a few minutes ago before she left. She said that she was in town visiting. She said you can't help everybody until you first you got to put yourself first. But if you want to help somebody, you got to help yourself first, and then you go out here and do what you do. You help everybody else that way. That was what she
Mhm.
told me, and she was absolutely right. To anybody out here, you can't pour from an empty cup. Like literally, you have to make sure that you are refueling, refilling, and learning how to breathe. When what happened to me June 10th. I'm learning how to breathe again. I'm learning my way and getting back to my old self. And I must say
Yeah.
that I am 100% happier than I've ever been this new
All
chapter in
right.
my life. And you guys are seeing that along with me. I'm taking you along on the journey with me in real life in real time. And nothing is scripted. It's not perfect. We have our days, our ups and downs, but it all comes back to full circle because I've done the work. And for anybody out there, you have to do the work well too. We all have our stories. We all have our trials and tribulations and our obstacles. But I remind people this all the time. You make sure that you are pouring into you. You make sure that you are refilling, and that means self care. If I follow somebody here, shout outs to Joey Digital. He does what you do, Donnell, and he heals people through he goes live all crazy hours. And I'm like, I can't, him and my
Oh,
colleague, Buster God, y'all go live all crazy hours in the morning. It'll be 5 in the morning, it'll be 12 in the morning, where he's at, because he's like, if I'm not mistaken, in the LA area. And when he goes live, he does live meditation, breathing. He does it on the beach. He walks barefoot in the grass. Grounding is what it's called. He walks barefoot in the sand, and it just becomes one with the earth. And
yeah.
he will literally do artwork as well too, and encourage people along the way to find their breath, find their breathing, come back to being centered. That's what it's all about. That's what his channel is all about. So shout outs to the Joey Digital Ocean Experience here on YouTube. And if you guys go to my community tab, you guys can go and check him out as well too. You're so right, sister.
I'll make sure to check
Now,
this out.
I haven't really delved deep into meditation, but what I do is my meditation and my breathing is exercise. I exercise every morning, 6 o'clock. I try to get up early to avoid the heat. To beat the heat because it's
Yeah,
been so hot lately. But that's how I find my breathing. That's how I get back to being centered is those morning walks. Every morning that I do it because it's therapeutic for me. And my aunt, I was talking with her, my aunt and me are real close. That's my mom's baby sister, the youngest one. And she was saying, you're right, it is therapeutic. You get out there and you do what you're doing. You walk and you just vent, you let it out. Don't hold it back in. That's how I find my breath. And how I find my breath also is through writing, jotting it down.
yes.
So for you, Donnell, how have has your breathing been for you lately? And what gems would you give to other people on finding their breathing?
I appreciate that question. So the breath is essential. It is the life force that keeps us going. So for me, I have gotten back into my daily hour meditations twice daily. So I wake up in the morning, I meditate for an hour, and then last thing I do before I call it a night, I sit and meditate for an hour. And the beautiful thing about meditation is that it is a practice. There is no perfecting it. There is no getting it wrong. So when people have asked me like, "Well, I don't know how to meditate," or "I don't know if I can sit still that long," if you do 60 seconds, that's meditation. Meditation is simply just focusing on your breathing. Eyes open, eyes closed, soft gaze, whether you're sitting, standing, it's taking a pause and intentionally just focusing on the quality of your breathing. And whenever I've led meditations, it's that's the way in. Everything else is what comes to you, what comes up for you. A lot of people believe that it has to be done in absolute silence away from the noise of the world. Some people believe that the noise of the world may help you focus. Music, no music, chanting, no chanting. It depends on what will do it for you in that moment. For me, sometimes I will do it in silence. Sometimes I'll do it in the dark. Sometimes I'll have music going. Sometimes I will chant or have an affirmation that I repeat to myself. It's just whatever I need in the moment that will get me in my center, that will get me grounded. Journaling, like you said, absolutely a gem. I have recently, in my journaling, I've been journaling pages and pages and pages, just whatever is coming up in my heart and my soul, and it has helped me a lot. It has helped me quite a bit. So I highly recommend that to anyone. And again, with journaling, there is no getting it wrong.
I've got
You start
mine.
with writing down your thoughts. Hey, all right.
Botanist. Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you write out what you are thinking, what you're feeling, what's on your mind. Even if it doesn't make sense, it's your notebook. These are your pages. Write whatever comes up, even if it's scribble, even if it ends up being art, journal art, you know? I think in this day and age where we are, especially with technology and social media and everything being so instantaneous, it's important to give self the permission to slow down, be still, pause, and just focus on one thing: your breath, your writing, your thoughts, whatever's coming up for you in the moment, and allowing that to kind of wash over you like the ocean. It's why we love the water so much.
And it's so therapeutic. It's a release when you are
Hmm.
writing, when you are getting it out on paper, when you are venting, when you are just everything that you have bottled up inside that's bothering you, you're able to put it out on paper, put it in plain sight. And the art aspect, art is therapeutic as well too, because you and I use myself as an example, fashion with colors. You get to experiment with different colors because colors represent our moods. Whatever mood you're feeling, we dress how we're feeling. And I'm gonna say my mood today, my color today is yellow. I feel sunshine, even though it's rainy outside. I'm looking out there and the sky's kind of grayish because it just rained a few minutes ago. I still have that color inside of me, and that's yellow. That's sunshine. So we all have to find our colors that we resonate with in some sort of way that brings us joy. What brings you joy? Find your escape. And sometimes it takes us a while to get back to ourselves. For a lot of us, it takes us a while to get back to ourselves. It's not an easy thing, and we're always reinventing ourselves. But with this, with time and learning how to breathe, with learning to take time for yourself, all of those things are possible. That's for sure.
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so glad you said what you said about the colors. It is a big part of the reason why I wore this shirt today. The blue just popped for me, and I was like, let me activate that throat chakra. Let me I'm about to get on and speak. Let me also wear the color just to kind of like empower me a little bit more, ground me in my voice, and then also a shameless plug of this show and development. But it it is absolutely important when we find ourselves drawn to colors. It's usually speaking to the whether we are in alignment or out of alignment of that area of our chakra system. And that can be a whole other conversation in and of itself. But usually when we're drawn to a color, when a color keeps when it just sits on our mind, or when we just notice it out in our day, it's usually a sense to like come back to ourselves, to the part of ourselves that needs attention. And and there are multiple ways to even kind of align with that, whether it be again meditation, it is in the foods we eat. Maybe those colors show up in a lot of the foods that we eat that can kind of align that part of ourselves. So yeah, it's all connected. It's all connected.
And it's a blessing to be able to have that gift, to be able to spread that gift and that knowledge with other people as well too on colors. Because science, and I say this all the time, scientific studies have shown that when you add a pop of color into your wardrobe, when you look at color, it does something to your mood. And me and Ellen
Yeah.
were just talking about, the fall winter months. We're about to be into the fall winter months.
Hmm.
And she was saying that, she loves pumpkin spice. We were talking about our favorite lattes, our favorite drinks, all of that during the fall, winter months. And when we think of a certain smell, when we think of a certain color, it does something to our moods. It enhances our moods. So I know for me, when I think of yellow, I think of ice cream and sunshine. When I think of green, I think of, which is why I chose green for the show emblem. You guys can check it here on my
Hmm.
channel. Because when I think of green, I think of renewal. I thought of a rainforest, and I was just going through because I
Yeah.
go on Pinterest and I look at the aesthetics in different form. And I said
Hmm.
green would be the perfect color because it means great health. It means great renewal. It means all of these things. You're
Yeah.
reinventing yourself. And then June happened. So again, I'm still sticking with that color green. Now, I don't know what the color is going to be next year, but the previous year, I chose purple. Purple for a reason because royalty. When we think of purple, we think of
Yes.
royalty. And I'm looking at the purple numbers alongside K Took's name in the chat and Christy's name. Yes, welcome back to Sean. Welcome if you're just coming in. We are here with Donnell E. Smith, and we are talking about colors and how they enhance your mood. Uh, Basically, how to find your breathing, how to find your sound, your everything. I know it's a heavy weight, the world right now, where it's a heavy weight on all of us, but we have to make sure that we are maintaining and protecting our peace spiritually and emotionally by any means necessary. And sometimes that process can be scary where there's a shift and the world is adjusting. All of us are adjusting, but you make sure that you stay in balance and in tune. So that's why I do my morning walks and I exercise every day at 6 o'clock. And I keep myself balanced and I come on. It's a balance because I'm literally ripping and running. I had to babysit. We got a toy poodle.
Hmm.
So I had to watch out for
Okay.
my mom and watch out for her to make sure she didn't run out near it because in our new house here, everything is not fenced in. So it's been a
Mhm.
balance. I've been ripping and running all through the house. I was like, where are you going? Come back here. So it's literally like having to watch a child. But when we talk about balance, we also have to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves as well too. So my mom, she just told me that. She says you can't pour into everybody else if you haven't done for yourself. So make sure that you are
Yes.
doing for yourself as well too. Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes. This is the second interview for today, Deshaun. The first one was with Ellen, and we had so much fun. And right now we are just talking about your breathing, finding your breath, and maintaining your peace in the midst of chaos. Because Lord knows we have our days, and the weather can also trigger certain things in our mood as well too. And I'm pretty sure you've heard that, Donnell. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely. Again, it goes back to the truth that everything is connected. You know, when so here where I am, we had the tropical storm Lala come through, and typically on this island, the storms that come through are usually minimized by the time they
Oh
get
yeah.
here. But Lala was kind of intense, and it surprised a lot of us. It surprised me, but at the same time, what I was able to see in that is renewal, is a sort of washing away of the old, or allowing purification, the process of purification to take hold. And so that's how I connect to storms now. For a very long time, I think it feels like maybe it was recent in the last maybe 5, 10 years, maybe a little longer. What used to be called natural disasters are called natural occurrences now. I noticed that because the only
Mm.
real disaster is that it is getting in the way of human creation, right? But these storms have been here long before human existence. And these storms, in whatever form they may take, I see them as lessons. I see them as an opportunity for me to say, okay, what is this storm showing me right now? If it's rain, it's okay. Allow the storm in me to pass through. Let me sit and cry like the rain, you know? If it's wind or something like that, is it something that I need to express? I need to say, I need to let out rather than holding in. Thunderstorms, like there's a significance to each element of a storm that in the moment, it'll just it'll rock my world in a way that I never really expect, and it'll allow me to see, like, okay, all of this is connected. Whatever I'm going through, the planet is going through. Whatever the planet is going through, it's affecting us as a people, as living beings, And the more that we can align ourselves with those truths, and just sort of the same way we do in the challenges of our personal lives, start to ask, what is this showing me? What is this about? Rather than, why is this happening to me? Or what's wrong? What am I doing wrong? It's not about what you're doing wrong. How can you learn from this experience, from this moment, from this natural occurrence in a way that will allow you to keep going forward motion in your own life? So
And it's
that's
also
my
the way
take
you
on
stay
that.
centered, you stay balanced as well.
Yeah.
The weathers, because I'm looking outside right now, like I said, it was raining, it was thundering a few minutes ago. It wasn't lightning, but it
Hmm.
was thundering and raining down here in the Carolinas. And I'm looking up and I'm just like, wow. When you look out, it's like when we were kids, what we were told, no, you can't go outside and play today. It's gloomy, it's sad, it's depressing. But
Hmm.
I look at it as okay, I'm inside here, I'm happy, the light is on, and I'm going to bring the sunshine inside. So you find things that bring you joy, that make you happy. And I tell people this all the time, tap into your inner child. We can be grown ups
Yes.
and we can still tap into our inner child. Like I have a nephew who is going to be 3 years old next month. And
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to it because we get to play with him. We get to enjoy his youth. And we get to just be like, wow, I can remember this and I can remember this. And when I did this and when I did this. So, I'm grateful to have both of my parents alive and here and thriving so they can share those memories with me and my brother, and to see my brother as a parent and then me as an aunt is just wow. Like
Yeah.
literally. And he is the splitting image of my brother. So it's just like full circle. So embrace on the happier things, the things that bring you joy. It may be gloomy and rainy outside, like right now. Like I said, the sky is gray, almost like a gray
Mhm.
or a cast of white. It's not blue like it's, sunny and stuff, but it was raining earlier. So I said, you know what? That rain is not going to stop my happiness and my joy because right after this interview with Donnell, I have been enjoying the new house. I've been finding things to keep me content. Things I didn't even know I had as I'm moving in the house. And certain
Yeah.
things you want to keep, certain things you want to get rid of. And I'm pretty sure you know the person I'm going to name, Donnell. Her name is Marie Kondo, and she
Me
changes
too.
people's lives. Like she'll ask you the type of questions: what is the purpose of you holding on to this? Why do
Mhm.
I need this here with me in this new chapter that I'm going to? And I have her book in the living room in the house here. And I'm like, wow, literally organizing. B. Walker says that he loves your glasses, and I want them.
Oh well, thank you very much. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, this glare is kind of getting to me, but I appreciate it. They're just basic blue light glasses. You can get them at Barnes and Noble. There you go.
Yes, 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 yes. And that's another thing. Make sure that you are loving on one another. I see you guys are loving in the comments as well too. K2, B Walker, yes. Shout outs to everybody as you're just coming in. We are here with Donnell E. Smith, and we were just talking about the process of finding your breath, breathing, getting back to you, humanity, spirit and flow. Make sure you guys go and check out what Donnell is doing. He's changing people's lives, literally. And also, again, another shout outs to Joey Digital, the Ocean Experience here on YouTube. Another person who's changing lives. Another person to check out and follow would be Lawrence Divent Star. I think my colleague Bubs to God is rubbing off on me in here somewhere, and he's got to be in this live hiding because I've never gotten tongue tied. It's almost like Steve Carell in the Anchorman with Jim Carrey. So Lawrence Divent Jr. There we go. Yes. And
And
also
okay.
go and check out Express Words with the Z. So get your daily dose of motivation and encouragement. Make sure that you also are following people because what you take in can be draining as well too. And that's why sometimes
Mhm.
we have to put down the phones. And I think Donnell said that earlier. Scrolling down your news feed, any of these things can be draining. And I know for what I do, I have to stay on alert to what's going on to keep you guys informed and educated and how to manage everything. So, but for me, I take mental breaks sometimes. And B Walker, I call him my fraternal, will tell me, take a break, put it down. K Tukes will call me and tell me, like, sister, you should just take a break and regroup and come back. And those are the type of people who genuinely care you need to keep within your circle because they care about your health and your well being. You cannot pour into everybody and balance
Yeah.
out 10 different things and not take care of yourself. So make sure that you are finding peace within yourself. Make sure that you are finding yourself the things that bring you joy and that keep you content. And my mom said she told me this. She said, find things around the house to do. Organize. I've been
Mhm.
getting into my home decor bag. So I love to decorate. I find myself loving to decorate and push things into perspective. My mom will make a suggestion and I'm like, you're right, let's change it that way. And we did. We still decorating in bits and pieces of the new home here. And
And it's a
I'm
process.
finding things along the way. I was saying you're finding things that you want to keep that are sentimental to you. That's what Marie Kondo does. She'll ask you,
Mhm.
why do I need to hold on to this? That's a painful memory to me. Certain things when the house fire happened, I didn't take with me because I said, I'm going into a new journey. I'm coming out a new woman. I'm literally being, when you die, you're reborn again to the world. And
Mhm.
what you guys are seeing is a whole new woman, the woman that you used to see, you know, that would be happy. It's just like now I have a sense of freedom because I was staying with my parents. You guys didn't know that. I was with my parents and doing the show and
Mm.
balancing out a household, helping them, taking care of my mom, making sure she had everything, making sure that the house also was intact, chipping in doing my part. But now it's me stepping out on faith on my own as an adult woman, as a woman in general. 32, it's scary. I'm not gonna lie, because my mom and my father have instilled into us bills, rent. We have all been taught these basic fundamental life skills, and now it's like off you go. It's like sending your offspring off to college, letting them explore the world on their own. And now I'm learning as I go. I'm not perfect, and a lot of us are not. And that's another thing. Stop beating yourself up. Stop beating yourself up
Yeah.
for past mistakes. That is a dark cloud that is hanging over you. B Walker gets on me about it all the time. And he say, why do you do that? Why do you guilt yourself? Why do you throw guilt at yourself? Well, I think it was something to that extent. And we text every day. We're really close. She probably gets upset with me because I be fussing talking about girl, shut up and relax. Just let yes, that's exactly what he tells me. Girl, shut up, relax. It'll all fall in line. And he's just like, all right, then. Your mother's telling you the same thing. K Tukes will tell me that too. And sometimes I'm stubborn. I'm a Scorpio. So you guys know
Hey,
Scorpios and
Scorpio.
yes, we are sometimes Libras and
Ah,
Scorpios. We are set in our ways. And we
absolutely.
don't want to change that. We just like we want things to be done a certain way. But that's what he told me. Relax and just trust the process. It'll all work out. And so far, it's working out. We doubt ourselves
And
and
it
then we
always
sometimes
does.
beat ourselves up because it's just like you want things to run smoothly. And it's not going to be peaches and cream all the time. It's not. So you can get to perfection, but it's not going to be the kind of perfection that you want. And again, the painful memories, let go of them. If it's something that, you know, that is painful to you, what happened to me June 10th was painful. And I'm just like, Mama, certain things I'm not going to take with me here in the new house. I'll take certain things with me that mean sentimental value to me. But anything else, like a piece of furniture or anything, and then come to find out I was getting little pieces here or there. But
Mm.
certain other things I'm like, I'm just going to leave it right there where it is because
And you have to
it
do that.
served a purpose in that house in that time. You know, it's a part of me
Absolutely.
growing up. It's certain things. I know when I was in middle school, high school, my awards are still there, untouched in my room. And AB honor roll, little gold emblem medals, all of those things, awards and medallions that I have won throughout my childhood, a champion on them. I go back and I look at those little things. But I did get my cap and gown. So that was something that brought joy to my face graduating. You know, it's real. Um,
Yeah.
Getting all of my awards, those memories, those are things that I'm just like, it's going to stay perfect right there in the house. Because my room was one of
And
the
the truth
rooms
of the
that was
matter,
untouched in the house. And I just, what is something I was saying when I'm going into this new chapter, I'm taking certain things with me, but
hmm
I'm a Pisces, so I'm not the yes man friend. I'd be like, damn girl, stop stressing. You'll appreciate it when it happens. Yes, and he does get on me about that all the time because I worry a lot. And I'm like, we pick up certain traits, and I'm pretty sure I don't know. I was gonna ask Donnell that question. Do we find ourselves picking up traits from our parents? And I must
oh, of
say that
course.
I literally I'm turning into my mom. I'm turning into Jeannie Bell over here. Like literally, Jeannie Bell Jr. over here. That's my mom's name, Jeannie, as in I dream of Jeannie. And I am turning into little Jeannie Jr. We literally look alike. I am my mom's personality. I was the third born. And I find myself cleaning all of a sudden. Like I love to keep things in order. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like now my motherly instinct is kicking in because my brother
Well, that's
lives
the
with me
thing about
also too. Yes, go ahead, Donnell.
Well, that's the thing about getting to know, checking in with, nurturing our inner child, because so much of that is piled on top of the inner child is all of the stuff from childhood, the stuff that we learned, witnessed, experienced from our families, our parents, our siblings, our household. And that stuff gets piled on, piled on, piled on, and then we reenact so much of that. We weave so much of that into our adult lives and think, oh no, this is just who I am. This is just what I do. And it's like, no, this is what you've learned. How much of this are you doing out of habit because you've seen it, day after day, week after week, year after year, and how much of that can stand a little bit of shedding as well. Like you were just talking about moving into that new house. There's some things that can't come with you, and such is the case in life and how we navigate our lives. There are just some things that we learn that we've carried with us from childhood that are actually, you know, trauma responses that are actual things that we've not confronted or actually dealt with, and we carry them as though like, oh no, I'm just this way. For me, one of the most defining things that I realized as an adult was my inability to ask for help. And for the longest time, I thought it was, oh, it just came from, when I got my first job, because I started working like very
Oh
early
yeah.
in my teenage years. And I thought, oh, maybe this is it. It's just because, ever since I got my first job, I wanted to do everything myself and kind of be independent. And then I dug a little deeper and I'm like, I don't think that's it though. And I realized so I have two younger brothers. When we were kids, we would get to talk from our parents whenever we went somewhere. And namely our dad. And he would say, all right, when we get in here, I don't want to catch y'all asking for anything. Don't be begging. Don't touch anything. That running down the list of rules. And it was always, if I find out that you've been asking for everything or that you've been begging for stuff, we're gonna deal with it later. I'm gonna whoop you behind, the infamous whoopings. And so I realized how much I have carried that into my adulthood. Like there's a part of me, the child part of me, that has been like, don't ask for anything, even help. To ask for something means that you will be reprimanded and disciplined. I don't want to get reprimanded. I don't want to whooping. I don't want to be disciplined. I'm not asking for help. I can do this myself. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Until at one point I wasn't. And so yeah, I totally understand it. And those are the things that again we carry into our adulthood without even realizing that they are the origin, the seeds of those habits come from childhood.
Yep.
It's wild.
It's listen, and a lot of us can attest to that, to tapping into the inner child. B Walker and me, we talk a lot on the phone. And even K2s, I talk to both of them and we text and everything, and they will share memories with me, share stories with me, and I'll share stories with them. And they know me really well, and Donnell as well here too. I will share certain things, like it's intimate, it's personal to us, but we do have to
Mhm.
tap into that space. And even as an actor, to any actors that I've sat down, I remember sitting down with King Judah yesterday, and he was saying that because he's done a lot of like mafia type films. Yes, and I was like, I want to see you in something like a Will Smith's Pursuit of Happiness, where you're showing a vulnerable side. And he was like, well, get ready for it. I really had to tap there. For actors, you have to go there. And for us, we all have to find out what are our triggers, what makes us,
Yeah,
what are we afraid of? What are the things that make us happy? What are the things that bring us great memories? I know for me,
absolutely.
um, what was it, middle school, girls would wear this scent. It was a scent that girls would wear. Everybody, what was that scent? It was something involving pear, and that's what I can think of as middle school. When I think of that, going to your lockers. We had lockers. That was just the tipping point for us going into high school. We had lockers in high
Mhm.
school as well too. But I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna carry my books with me. So I always had my book bag with me. It's those little things right there. And I can share those memories with my nephew as he grows and he starts to go into high school. Not now. He'll be 3 years old next month, September. And I'm looking forward to celebrating him, pouring into him, loving on him. He's now in a stage where he loves Mickey Mouse and Bluey. And that is it. That is all. That is his story. When he is content, he is content. And I'll say, hey, and he'll be content playing his toys. He'll ignore you like you're not even in the room. And my mama would tell me that as well too. She said, "Child, he not paying you no attention." See, he's focused on his toys right now, Mickey Mouse. So my brother, my dad, and my mom and myself, we all spoil him rotten. So
And rightfully
yes,
so.
yes, he's
Oh,
the
you know what?
baby. So
Speaking of spoiling, because you spoke to it earlier, and I would it would pain me if I missed this moment. One, the importance of our community, our family, of our tribe. And the brother of mine, I don't know if he's watching right now, Khalif Troy, wherever you are, if you're watching, shout out to you. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday anniversary to you. I just want to, give him his flowers while we're on this call, just so,
yes,
just to let him know. I love you, brother, wherever you are. I hope you're enjoying today. But it's so important, like that, those connections, those relationships, and hearing you talk about your family and especially your nephew, it just it's getting my heart. It's so necessary, so important to keep those connections to family, community, your tribe, whatever you want to
yes.
call it. So necessary. So thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Your village, your tribe, your family. I'm here with my older brother. I live with my older brother. This is our home. And
Hmm.
I said I didn't want to do it if my older brother wasn't in there. And he said tag along. And we're really, really close. Me, him, and my sister that passed, really, really close. I'm close to my youngest as well. To all of us, we're all close because we keep connected within the circle. We have our own lives and things going on in our lives, but
Hmm.
we're really, really close. And these, the ones that my mom had, because on my father's side, I have a sister and I have two brothers as well too, and I have a niece. So
Okay.
yes, Auntie Stevie. But she's grown up. She's a woman now. She has her own family. My niece, and then my nephew. I have a nephew as well too, two nephews. So my God, it's a blessing to be here to pour into them, the next generation, their legacy
Absolutely.
and leaving an impact. And I was talking about this yesterday with King Judah about, leaving a legacy, leaving an impact. We sit back and we reflect on our lives because it can be gone in an instant. Like Hayden Panettiere, Deshaun said it earlier, she passed
Hmm.
away. She was 36 years old. Life is so precious. It's like a precious black diamond. And black diamonds are the toughest to cut. So you make sure that
Hmm.
you are the black diamond, that you are the epitome. You continue to have that unbreakable bond with life, with your family, with your circle, your tribe,
Hmm.
because we know the expression how it goes. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And I think that that is
Yeah.
key, that is crucial for anybody trying to figure out their way. Make sure you are surrounded. One of the affirmations that I say to myself in the morning is that I'm surrounded by people who uplift me, people who keep me focused on the right and narrow, people who keep me grounded, people who give me that nudge, that little tap on the shoulder, those little love taps like B Walker does,
Uh-huh.
like he told me to shut up, girl, and relax. And because I worry, that's something that my mom does. Like my mom's mothers are very protective over their babies, their children, and even in their adult years, you can be done left the nest. Your mother still worries. I know I worry about my mom. My mom is in a stage where she doesn't like to listen, and I'm like,
Mm.
okay, you got it, you got it. But I was like, well, if you would have did it my way, because we do bump heads about that, and it's funny, and we come back to loving on each other. It's nothing where we have these "oh I hate you" type arguments. No, it's in a jokingly way. I was like, see, if you would have did it my way, you now you would have understand. I'm like, what is it? Because I call her, I don't call her mom, I call her woman. What is you doing? When I always see her doing something, my youngest brother, he cracked up. I was like, woman, what is you doing? Like, because my mom, she's always into something. Like, she has a green thumb. She loves to garden. That's a form of
Oh,
therapy
that's
as well, too.
beautiful.
Getting in touch
Yes.
with what God and the universe. made. Grounding yourself, and my colleague Bubs the God was talking about that. You know,
Hmm.
grounding yourself, making sure that you are becoming one, or making love to nature. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Basically, loving Mother Earth. My mom loves
Hmm.
to garden. She was out there on my porch earlier, our porch here at the house, and she was out there just cleaning. And she has her plants like the stairs. When you come up to our house, we have like both of her pots on the stairs, like on the back part of the stairs, lined up, and she goes and she tends to them. And then we have a rose bush right beside the house. So I'm just like, it's very simple, and she's probably going to add on to that and plant more. And when I tell you she has a green thumb, Donnell, at our old house, she even has plants in pots as well too there, and she's brought some of those along with us. So I'm like, okay, get whatever you need and bring it on over here. We'll continue the journey here.
Absolutely.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, I agree. And I love that your family stays so close. It's because it one of the things that I have learned and I've really embraced and appreciated from my travels is the importance of family. So many of the countries and cultures value the sort of a cohesive family. The time that I spent in Indonesia and Bali, I witnessed how families they will have the family home that the kids grow up in, and then they will build compounds around that house and stay together. And, it's so common here in the US for people to it's like
Yeah.
as soon as you're 18 you're out, or we like once I get 18 I can't wait to leave. But then I feel like something happens, and I talk with my brother about this a lot. Something happens at some point in life, and I know for me I realize, oh man, I'm out in the world so much, but whenever I get to go, either whether it's going home to my hometown in Baltimore to see my family, or I'm visiting my siblings where they are, especially before living here, I felt like I want to spend more time with my family. I want to. I wish that we could have a place that we could all agree upon. Like,
Yes.
okay, we're gonna live here. Let's see. We're in close proximity. If we're not sharing the same big house, it's a beautiful thing, family, and being able to have those healthy connections with family, especially. So, shout out to you and your family for keeping that going and for being the models of love. You know.
And I'm so grateful, so thankful to have that village, that tribe. We might not all be together all the time. Everybody has their own
Hmm.
life, their own way of doing things, but we always come back together at the end of the day. And as long as we stay in touch, we communicate with one another. That's the best thing. So my brother will text me sometimes, or I'll call him, or he'll call me, and he's in Charleston. So I have my older brother, and I'm just like, we keep that chain reaction going, or what's it called? The domino effect. One goes down, one goes down. It's in order. So we try to keep things in order, and we try to make it work. And that's what family is supposed to do at the end of the day, and help each other out more than anything. That's something that my mom has told me. She says, look out for your siblings. Make sure that you look out for your siblings as well. And
Yeah.
that's something that is instilled into each and every one of us. So we try to look out for one another, help each other out, check on each other. I know my brother was not feeling well yesterday, and I had to go and check on him. And my mom was like, "You so sweet." I said, "I have to make sure that everything, now that it's just me venturing out on my own, you know what I'm saying? I have to make sure
Yeah.
that everything is in order." And that's what the goal of family is, to make sure that everybody is intact, doing their part, and, keeping
Hmm.
things together, that structure, shall I say. And yes, it's been a process, but we're getting it through. And that's because you all make sure that you're all on the same page, that you're all in the same accord.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's a daily practice. It's not a one and done. It's a, you keep going, and like you said, check in with each other, but also not don't be afraid to be where you are. I think that I've learned for myself that that is really important. It's easy to want to either shame self for not being where, I feel like I'll bring it to me. where I feel
Man.
like I'm supposed to be, or if I'm constantly like, oh, I can't wait until, I can't wait until. But in the meantime, I have to be where I am so that I can, learn what I need to learn, connect with the people who are here now with me now, so that I can get to, whatever the next stage, the next phase, the next accomplishment, the next milestone might be. And having those connections, having that sense of family, that community, that village, necessary, important. That's what accelerates it more than anything.
There you go, fashion dolls. So before we wrap in the closing hour, what is next in your chapter? What is next in your chapter in life? And what gems or advice would you give to people that are trying to find their chapter, trying to find their way?
There's so many things. Honestly, well, there are two truths that I live by, and you alluded to it earlier when we were talking about the storms. Whatever you're navigating, whatever you're going through, it's all temporary. No storm lasts forever. And the sun is always shining, even behind stormy clouds. It's always there. And that is connected to your joy. Your joy is always within reach, right? I live by that. And so when I have my storms, when I have my dark periods, I remember, give myself the grace, the space to go through it. And I also remember, yeah, the sunshine is still there. It hasn't gone away. I can still crack a smile anytime, just because. And so can you. You who are watching, you who will watch later on. Remember that you are always within reach of your joy no matter what. And that all circumstances are temporary. Good or bad, things change. We are like the ocean. We ebb and we flow, and that's okay. That is the journey of life. But we have one another to support one another, to inspire one another, to uplift one another, and to remind one another, hey, you matter. We need you. You are important. You are loved. So that's my sort of offering to those who are watching, who are listening, or who will watch and listen later. But as far as what's going on for me, honestly, I really have just been basking in the joy of being every day that I get to wake up and
Yes.
breathe and connect with the people in my life. Uh, I mean, in terms of creativity and work, work things, there's the dark ones. I can't speak too much on it, but this is as much as I can give you. It's a
Stay tuned,
forthcoming
fashion
series.
dolls.
So, so it's been a fun project to write and to write with my team on. There are two films that I've done that are circulating the film festival circuit. Beget feature film is one that is winning awards. It recently been recognized as a best film, a best feature film at the Lumina Film Festival in Florida. It's going to be at the International Nollywood Film Festival in Toronto next month. It's getting a few screen dates, September 18th, 22nd, and 24th. If you're in Williamstown, Massachusetts, Beget will be screening at Images Cinema, so look that up. And there is the short film that I did, April 14th, 1982 is the title, getting its world premiere at Cinema Diverse, the LGBTQ film festival in Palm Spring next month, September 26th. And I'm just basking in the joy of works that I've done in the past that keep coming up reminding me like, hey, people are still being impacted. It's still moving
Yep.
people. Things that I've done years and years ago, people are still seeing for the first time and being impacted all over, and that warms my heart, especially when they reach out to me. So that's where I am in my life. I'm enjoying where I am more than ever, and then I'm staying excited about what's coming up next, even when I don't know what's coming up next. So Miss Stevie, I thank you for having me on board again. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I love you with my whole heart. I thank you for always thinking of me, for reaching out, checking in when you do. So, and I wish for you going forward that you continue to know and remember and be steeped in the love that is you, that surrounds you, and that is a reflection of you.
And I receive it all. I love you too. And make sure you guys go and check out Spirit and Flow, Donnell E. Smith,
Yeah.
and We Will Text because this was needed. This was like a ritual. And I hope that this helps a lot of people out because I know a lot of us have been stressed, have been just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to get back to myself? How am I going to be centered? How am I going to find the balance? And I know a lot of us are worried, but trust me, the shift that is happening needs to happen. And for a lot of us, we have to make sure that we are ready. I have our what I call a reawakening. For a lot of us, it is a reawakening. You are literally being reborn again. You are a new version of yourself and you're transforming into a new person. So enjoy the beauty of it. And that's what I would close
Yeah.
today's show with, Fashion Dolls. So make sure I've got today's final thought, which comes from Hill Harper. And Hill Harper says, I believe that love expands as you give love out, it's received and reciprocated, and it grows. That's the beauty of it. So, that being surrounded by love is what Danielle just talked about. And make sure you are
Yeah.
surrounding yourselves as well, too, Fashion Dolls. No show tomorrow, but Friday and Saturday. Saturday, we have Frederick Taylor, and Friday, we have Count Federico Wardell. So I will see you guys then. Make sure you set your reminder, subscribe here on Style by Stevie Daytime. And when you go to notifications, select all so you get all when I'm live and you can just jump right in the chat and enjoy the show. I love you all, Fashion Dolls. And Donnell, thank you. This was amazing.
Thank you.
You too. Take care, everyone.